Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. In this one, I wanted to ask the question, could Jameson Williams, wide receiver from Alabama, be an option for the New York Jets in this upcoming NFL draft? We take a look at Jameson. He's 21 years old, 6'2", 190 pounds, and obviously is rehabbing an ACL. He tore it in the national championship, so no combine, no pro day experience. All that kind of stuff is just sidelined for now. But man, when we take a look at what Williams did in the actual season of 2021 for the Crimson Tide, it was crazy. It really was. I mean, the numbers were terrific. 79 catches, over 1,500 receiving yards with 15 touchdowns to go along with it in 15 games. And by the way, 12 of those touchdowns actually went for 20 plus yards. So what do we know about Jameson so far? We know he has the speed. We know he has the quickness. We know he's a great route runner. Taller, 6'1", not the biggest guy in the world, right? He's not built like a Brandon Marshall. He's not built like a Plexico Burress or anything like that. Definitely on the thinner side, but man, this guy's explosive. Obviously with those crazy numbers that we just kind of rattled off, but it almost seems like when Jameson is at his top speed, he just continues to get faster and faster, right? He kicks it into another gear. It's so much fun to watch. So the separation abilities are there. And I do feel like he would fit really nicely into what Mike LaFleur wants to do offensively, lining up on the outside, being able to consistently beat corners. He can get open by himself. He doesn't have to be schemed open or anything like that. I really like Jameson Williams. Now, of course, this is a very deep class at wide receiver. You know, as we all know, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, David Bell, Christian Watson, who else? Pickens, Alec Pierce from Cincinnati, Drake London from USC. The list goes on and on here. You know, if you're one of these wide receiver needy teams, this is the draft class for you. You could go get a starter in rounds 1, 2, 3. Like the depth is real, the talent is real, and Jameson Williams unfortunately has that dark cloud hanging above his head, right, with the ACL rehab process currently taking place. But with that said, this is the crazy part. Dane Brugler of The Athletic reported that multiple teams still have Williams rated as the top wide receiver in this class with the ACL and the depth at the position. Okay, Jameson actually said himself that the goal is to be ready by training camp and that the rehab process is actually ahead of schedule. Awesome stuff. So, macro perspective, taking a step back, looking at the big picture here, could Jameson Williams be in play for the New York Jets? I would say the answer is yes. I think the most ideal situation is a trade back scenario, right? I think if the Jets can manage to go from spot number 10 to maybe the late teens, the 20s, and still be able to land a guy in Jameson Williams with acquiring more picks, whether it's in this year's class or a future class, I think that would be absolutely tremendous. I mean, Williams not only is just a great wide receiver today, he put together a great season for the Crimson Tide, but projecting him into the future, projecting him into this Jets offense, I think he fits the system. I think he has room to get better and grow with Zach Wilson, okay, as that steady outside guy. So I think, you know, realistically here, looking at him at spot number 10, of course, you know, as much as I would love a trade back scenario in this situation, you need a team to trade up, right? You can't just say, oh, let's trade down and let's just do it. We have to have a partner willing to move up. So realistically, is it worth taking Williams at spot number 10? And I would say this, if the scenario plays out this way, right, where the Jets are selecting Williams with the 10th overall pick, assuming we don't land one of these superstar guys like a DK Metcalf or anything like that, and also assuming that the 4th overall pick is, you know, an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, whoever it may be, Sauce Gardner, we don't address wide receiver before getting to that 10th pick, I would understand it, and I would trust the front office, I would trust the coaching staff with the decision, because there is too much smoke here. The tape is too good. You know, looking at Jameson Williams as an NFL pro, it's not one of these situations where, you know, he has the injury and it's like, you know what, it's not worth it. He's going to fall to round 4. He's going to fall to round 3. It's not a situation like that. And it's crazy to say it because Williams tore his ACL in the national championship game, literally the last game in college football. And, you know, even though he's injured, and I understand that, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Now, if all the wide receivers are on the board, I still think I would roll with Garrett Wilson. I mean, he's been kind of my guy since the beginning of this process. I just really liked what he really like what he brings to the table as far as versatility, as far as explosiveness, yards after catch. He does a lot of really good things, things that I'm just a big fan of from the wide receiver position. Not to mention the scheme fit for Mike LaFleur as well. But man, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. It should be a really interesting discussion, right? An interesting debate. I feel like there's going to be some fans that would push for this to happen, right? They would really be pumped up. And then on the flip side, there could be fans that, you know, might opt for Treylon Burks, might opt for a Wilson or a London or something like that. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, go Jets.